guys, Southwest Florida. It's Tuesday, right, guys?
It's definitely Tuesday.
You know I always lose track. All right. Happy Tuesday to you guys, Southwest Florida. I'm Shari Armstrong. I am the Fox 4 5 p.m. anchor here at the station. But listen, it is not about me tonight. I am here to introduce to you guys on Facebook, because you guys have already been on air, our new evening anchors. We have Earl here. Chris, welcome to my Facebook show.
Yes, is this a nightly thing with you?
I mean, hopefully my boss will see this and be like, yes, we might do this nightly.
So we're like the first guest, and there's a secondary comedian, then a juggler, and then that's it, right?
Don't give away
Wait,
the
am I
whole
the secondary
show.
comedian?
No, we're the first guest.
Or the juggler?
So maybe we could do that.
So this is Earl, and alongside him in this beautiful red dress is the Nadine Giannis.
Hi, good evening, guys. Happy to be here.
They are our new evening anchors, so you will see them on Fox 4 News at 6, Fox 4 News at 10, and Fox 4 News at 11. And guys, we're very happy to have you here, and congratulations on your first show here at Fox 4.
I think we should both, though, thank you and Elise for all the hard hours you put in last week as we were onboarding and just kind of getting ready.
Absolutely.
So you guys were pulling double duty at times, so appreciate that as well.
And then Shari,
like you said, what was it you said? Teamwork is dream work?
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Right. And that's what it's been.
Yeah.
So.
and
Thank
Shari
you guys
let
so
me go
much.
over her shoulder as she was writing scripts. I was like a hawk learning from one of the best in Southwest Florida.
Wow,
for sure.
thank you for that. And then I'll let Southwest Florida know that you have had my back by showing me how to better put on my eyelashes. But that's a different topic. That's a different topic. The bonding is real here at
That'll be
Fox
for the next
4.
show.
That's
Yeah,
for the
we'll
next
get on
show.
that
That's
for
right.
the
Tune
next
in
show.
tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
So let me just start with this, guys, because we want to make sure Facebook, we invite you to join in this conversation. This is what we're having. Just a conversation. We want to introduce you to Chris and Nadine, and we want to know what questions you guys have. So I guess I'll just start off by asking, tell us a little bit about yourself, Chris, who you are, where'd you move from, what brought you to Southwest Florida?
Sure. Well, I am not a native Floridian. It still doesn't roll off the tongue. You
gotta
could say
practice a
Iowan,
little more,
Wisconsin,
Chris.
Floridian. I've been here for 16 days now. I pulled the Penske truck up back on March the 6th, a Sunday. My daughter and I rolled in at about 3 in the morning. You know, it blew all through Georgia, got down through Florida, came on in, slept for a few hours, unloaded the truck, I think, by 8 a.m. And people here have been wonderful ever since. I've met a whole bunch of people who are from back in Iowa or Wisconsin. I've also met so many Floridians who have just been so kind and welcoming to me as I've been kind of telling them my own situation for this. But yeah, I've been doing this for a pretty long time. But even after 26 years of doing this for a living, you can always learn a little bit more. There's always been stories out there to tell, even the unexpected stories that can pop up. I covered a derecho. It's almost kind of like a land-based hurricane 2 years ago in Cedar Rapids. It took out 60% of our city's trees.
Wow.
We didn't have power for a week. My mother, who also lives in Cedar Rapids, didn't have power for almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I mean, imagine having to go to sleep when it's dark and you don't know what time it is because nobody's cell phones work.
Yeah. Sounds like a hurricane, honestly.
Right, yeah. And you wake up the next day only when the light comes out, and then you just start taking brush out of your backyard
Sure.
and getting it up there.
Well,
But
a lot of people watching are like, yeah, we know
right,
how that
right,
goes.
exactly. So this will be something new for me as I get into that season as well. But it's always critical to make sure you're informing people, keeping your ears open for whatever's emerging, whatever people really need. And I'm looking forward to being able to help people for that.
What has been the most surprising thing to you about Southwest Florida?
The most surprising thing? The traffic out here in Pine Island, it doesn't move.
Chris!
I'm working through this. I'm learning Kismet, Diplomats. Some of these
Nicholas Parkway?
Some of these other roads are Skyline, very much your friend when you're trying to get home at times.
Yes.
And I've also got a teenage daughter who's also a driver too, so I'm always trying to impart this into her head, saying, yeah, why don't you take these roads to get to Chick-fil-A, or maybe take these roads if you have to.
Wait, I gotta find the Chick-fil-A.
So, that's just down the road. So,
I got you. You found it already.
Exactly,
I like it.
But it has been wonderful to see because there's just been so many recreational opportunities to be able to get out, and everybody sees the beaches. But even like when you took me down to the Cube, the Quality Life Center, to be able to meet people here in our community, people who live here 12 months out of the year, and sometimes they're in the battle like we all are. And those are the stories I also want to make sure to highlight as well too. So it's exciting. It's a shift for me because you like to think that you know how to do this job after a while, but
Sure.
I'm in an entirely new place,
Sure.
meeting entirely new people, new stories, new cultures. Excited to get a sense of it all.
We love it. And if you're just joining us on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. What we're doing is we are just having a conversation this evening following Fox 4 News at 6 with our new anchors, Chris and Nadeen. So if you have any questions, you might have tuned in and said, who are these people? Well, that's why we're here, because we want to make sure that you get a chance to connect. And guys, if you see me look down, I'm not on Facebook, even though I'm tempted. You know I love Instagram. But I'm actually taking a look at questions that are coming in for you guys. So just a heads up, if you have questions, we're keeping a close eye. Our team is in the background keeping a close eye on your questions because we want to get them answered tonight. So, Chris, thank you for that, and thank you for sharing a little bit more about who you are. And you guys are going to get to know Chris as time goes on.
Warts and all.
And I want to introduce you now to Nadeen as well. Now, Nadeen, Florida is not new for you.
Oh, no. I am a Floridian. We're going to get Chris used to saying
that. He's going to
that.
roll off the tongue eventually.
That's right. Yeah, no, I was born in Brooklyn, but I was down here when I was 2 years old, so raised in Central Florida in a small town called Leesburg, about an hour north of Orlando. I bounced around in several Florida markets for TV, so I've been in the business for about 12 years. Started in the Panhandle, Panama City Beach. Covered a lot of hurricanes, similar to DeRachos as you were explaining it. So I will be ready for hurricane season, especially peak September. And so it's been a whirlwind being here in Florida, but I'm so grateful to be in Southwest Florida because it's an entirely different part of the state. You know, in Panama City, spring break there is more younger crowd spring breakers. You got to worry about falling off, balconies. Here, it's family spring breakers, and so it's just that tiny shift that's similar, something that's familiar, but a little bit different. And I'm so excited to get out on the back bays. I think that's one part of Florida I really haven't experienced. I mean, I've been landlocked in Central Florida and Orlando for the last 6 years. And so I'm excited to, obviously the beaches. I mean, come on. The West Coast beaches are the best.
Yes.
But definitely getting onto a kayak. Hopefully I don't get lost. We went out on a boat with Captain Kathy, and she's like, make sure you have a compass or a GPS because I don't want to get lost back there. But if I could see, a manatee or a sea turtle, just see, not look or touch. I would love that. That's a part of Florida that I can't wait to experience.
Well, let me tell you something. You're in the right place. I know a lot of people watching. We were out on Cayo Costa yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that area. It's an island. You can only get to it by boat. We saw manatees. We saw dolphins. We saw osprey. It was absolutely beautiful. Pelicans. So you're in the right place to see all of that. Trust me. All right, Facebook. So I'm keeping track of the comments that are coming in. Cindy and Rick say hello and look forward to watching you both.
Thank you, guys.
Also, you got a little feedback on your first show here. I don't want to embarrass you or anything, but this is from Aaron, and if I had to look closely, I think it's Aaron Rodro, but he says, great first show.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't want to intimidate you too much, but he says, looking forward to seeing you both in the community.
Oh,
all good things on your
and we
first
are
show,
going to be out and about in the community more, and that's what I'm so excited about. I was like the most excited to see how many Latinos were here. So I'm half Puerto Rican, half Middle Eastern, but there's a Cuban coffee place right by my house, and I'm like ordering cafecito and croquetas in Spanish, so I'm practicing my Spanish, and I can't wait to connect more with that part of the community too. So, say hello, say hola, help practice my Spanish here. I would love to do that as well.
I love it, including the community and helping you practice your Spanish.
I know,
Girl, you're going to be fluent in a year.
Ay, Dios mío.
Ay, Dios mío, mami. I'm going to be practicing with you. Okay. Let me ask you this. Obviously, we are plugged into the community, what the community needs. We pay close attention to the community's needs and how we can serve them. So for people who are watching, can you help them to understand the type of stories that you seek and look for when it comes to serving the community? What is important to you, and how do you make it an effort to connect with the community and keeping that relationship going, building those relationships and keeping it going in the community?
And even just a couple of weeks in, had the honor to go down to Harry Chapin Food Bank just last week, just to see how the distribution points work.
Sure.
I mean, when you see the massive amount of food that comes in, and also the large number of people they serve. They say they serve about 250,000 people a week, 250,000 people. And you think in Lee County, you got about 800,000. You add in Charlotte County, you add in Collier County, you're probably looking about 1.4 million. I mean, there's still, that need is always out there.
Yeah.
And we talk about this a lot. 12 million people fly into the two airports, whether it's Punta Gorda, whether it's RSW. And that's part of the reason that I was attracted to Southwest Florida. I wanted to go to a place that people are moving to. But then you also see, as people are on vacation, there's also the real life that so many people are living.
Yes.
We see this with the food bank,
Yes.
and we see this with healthcare concerns. Right now, we're seeing this with the cost of housing. You know, if people are moving here and they might not have abundant financial means, it's hard to get into a place if you're looking to buy or if you're even looking to rent.
That's right.
And that can be a real challenge for a lot of people. And this is kind of the emerging Southwest Florida that we're seeing. It's almost kind of like a boomtown in some ways. That's our cue here from what you did in Orlando.
Segue.
Right?
There we go.
Yeah.
No, that has been a passion project of mine from Orlando. And thank you, Chris, for bringing that up because it's here too. So I took on a project. We had 1,500 people moving to Central Florida each week. The pandemic made that worse. I know we're feeling that here in Southwest Florida as well. So there's growing pains that come along with it. So I took on a franchise called Boomtown. Chris, already such a good team in here.
Yeah, we're trying. Dream work.
And it's all about growth and development and how to do growth responsibly. Like, we know it's so good for the economy to have more people here. It's great to have Florida open. But at the same time, how do we do it in a way that it doesn't impact our roads or it doesn't impact our waterways, which is a conversation I had with Amy earlier this week. I noticed so many boil water notices here, way more than in any other market I've been in, so I know that water is an important issue here. So more construction, more growth puts more pressure on our sewage systems, on our wells, on our septic tanks. So we got a lot to dig into there, and we want the growth. Don't get me wrong, businesses want the growth. We want those businesses to not just last 4 to 5 months, but all year round, right?
That's right.
But we also, just need to make sure that we're always holding our leaders accountable. We're listening to the community because at the end of the day, affordable housing is huge, and it's all tied together. And there was a Facebook post just this week about a 78-year-old veteran here who was priced out of his house and was asking if anyone was looking for a roommate. That was just posted in one of the Facebook groups. There's a need here, just like there is anywhere in Florida right now. So if we can tap into that and dig a little bit deeper, that's genuinely been a passion project of mine, is to look at growth and development and then responsible growth part of that.
You might be watching and you're like, listen, I need more of Chris in my life. I need more of Nadine in my life. Don't worry, we got you covered. This is how you can see them not only on Facebook, but you can watch them on Fox 4 News at 6, Fox 4 News at 10, and Fox 4 News at 11 as well. And your heart is so beautiful, both of you. I love hearing you talk about the real issues that so many people in our community are dealing with and facing right now, particularly affordable housing. We've run a few stories on the water issues just recently. We're growing here. You talked a little bit about traffic. Yeah, that's a result of the growth in our area, and with that comes issues like water supply. The demand has increased. So what are we doing about that? We're seeing low water pressure, and we're hearing leaders say, hey, listen, this is related to growth. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to address that? So I can appreciate, as someone who is from Southwest Florida, you guys having your ear to the ground when it comes to those stories, saying, hey, listen, we already see some of the concerns, some of your concerns, and we are going to be working to address them and bring awareness to them.
But you can also think at the other end of this, because we see this with Florida, especially Southwest Florida, for the growth. I'm coming from a place in the upper Midwest in Iowa where they are constantly begging young people, especially with college degrees, please stay in Iowa, because they have that constant drain where
the opposite side.
Right, where a lot of those college graduates, they want to go to Minneapolis, Denver, Kansas City, the cool city, Chicago especially. And so you kind of see the opposite for it. So while you say you can enjoy a lot of growth like you see from down here, but the infrastructure issues, I mean, it does linger. I mean, and we see this in so many facets as I'm trying to learn more about this. But it's kind of the opposite of where I'm coming from. But I can see why it's also so desirable of a place.
What do you want people to know about you very quickly? What should people know about Chris Earl?
I won't talk about myself in the third person. How about that one? But I've always strived, and I'm 47. I've been doing this for 26 years, since I got in 1996. Caught a bunch of breaks as a newspaper reporter.
Okay.
Worked my way into TV. It was just kind of one of those things. Another story for another day. It is a pretty good story. Won't tell it now, though. But I've always kind of made my mark by trying to live as real of a life that's so common the way it is with plenty of our viewers, and before that our readers. I'm grocery shopping 3-4 days a week. I'm clipping those coupons for the oil changes, I like to say, to save them $10. Yeah, but again though, I remember those times when I was a sportscaster in a small market, not making a lot of money.
Sure.
I mean, we were raising 2 kids on that income for a while, where you think, if a transmission goes out, it's just going to sink you. And so even all these years later, you kind of remember what that's like. And especially as a news reporter, you get that empathy when you talk to other people, when you learn about their stories, you learn about their struggles, especially if somebody's going to open up and tell you, hey, this is why I'm having a hard time.
Trust you with their story.
Right, and you respect that, because you try to give them grace, you try to give them dignity, you try to give them decorum. And we're in this point, especially in media, where you see mistrust being rampant. you just try to be authentic, but you try to listen. You try to have some empathy. That's what I'm trying to offer here, along with the news.
What about you, Nadine?
Oh, we talked a lot about kind of my background, but one thing I'm on the hunt for the best shrimp taco in town. So
Yeah.
please
She's
reach
been
out to
saying
me.
this from her
For
first
2
day.
weeks,
Somebody
it's
please
all we
tell
hear
her where to
about.
find the shrimp
Okay,
tacos.
well, I've
please.
only had like 5 different places. I love seafood and I love tacos. In all seriousness, though, I mean, Chris touched on it. Our goal is, for you guys to trust us, and what you see here is literally how we are. I mean, so approach us. Please say hi, and we're going to do our best to have factual-based ethical journalism that's compelling but not sensational, and we are going to shed a light on some things that are going to make you go, not tell you how to think, but really give you context and perspective, and we want to gain your trust. So reach out to me, talk to me on any of our pages, stop me if you see me out and about at the grocery store
Or
at a
eating
Cuban
shrimp
restaurant
tacos.
or eating shrimp tacos. I just would love to get to know our community more.
We're all walking this journey together. I mean, even if we have this platform, of which comes great responsibility with microphones and being able to get questions answered, we're all walking this thing together. So if you try to treat it like that, with the friendliness and the respect for the people who are watching us, only good things can happen.
Love it, Chris. Chris, Earl, Nadine Giannis here with you guys tonight on Facebook. But listen, you can catch them again on Fox 4 News at 10 tonight, Fox 4 News at 11. And again, these are your new evening anchors, Southwest Florida, so you can catch them on Fox 4 News at 6, 10, and 11. Also, I'm pretty sure, guys, we probably tagged their Facebook pages as well in the post. Richard, yeah? So go ahead and click follow on their links as well. They do want to hear from you. Chris is on Twitter. It's kind of scary, but he's on there all the time.
Right.
I think I might just be jealous. You got a good following.
Well, it's been built up over time.
All right,
that's,
all right.
That's where it was. I used to have a Facebook following here, launch a new one, so
Right.
we're just going to build it up with authentic storytelling, just talking about observations of the day.
Yeah.
I take the job seriously, but it's just, I don't always take myself that seriously.
And you can see
We can be
that
a
on
little
his
more
Twitter
human,
feed for sure. And of course, Nadine is also on Facebook. You are on Twitter
Yep.
and you are on Instagram,
On Instagram.
as well.
I see you there too, girl.
Yep.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you joining us tonight, and we look forward to you keeping in touch with us, obviously online here, and of course on our website, fox4now.com. And we'll see you on Fox 4 News at 10. At least these two will. Bye-bye, guys.